Ancient Evil is my favorite Black Ops 4 map, but it did release at pretty much the end almost at the BO4 life cycle. Now, BO4 is extremely underrated because not too many people were playing the game at the time, but we'll get into that in a second. Welcome to the map analysis of Ancient Evil. So I guess we might as well just go and hop into it with the map layout. Ancient Evil has a very well-working setup of a map where power is very easy accessible and pretty much everything is pretty easy to get, which is very, very nice. So we have two sides of the map, which we will see in other maps like Firebase C has two sides of the map. I guess we could also use just D Machine and the Dark Ether version of D Machine and all that, like two sides of the map pretty much. We have the spawn side, which has the giant architecture of ancient Greece, the ginormous building to Apollo. And we have the dark side, which is full of the River of Sorrow and the center of the world, full of snakes and all of that crazy stuff. Now, Ancient Evil makes these two places, none of these two places are useless because one of them contains the Pegasus Strike, one of them contains the shield, and each of them can contain a piece of the Wonder Weapon, which is very, very nice. So it has kind of like an equal bonus. I feel like I'm over on, I never feel like I'm too much on one side more than the other, except for maybe the Easter egg, but all of the crazy stuff goes down in the center of the world and stuff. So we have two sides of the map pretty much, and yeah, I think that's all I have to really say about map layout, so let's go and hop into gameplay. Now, before we top into the Easter egg, I think it's also a good point to mention why the heck this map is so underrated, like the title states. Now, this map is honestly underrated because DLC 1 was not that known at the time, honestly. Like, it was not marketed at all. And people were just honestly done with zombies in BO4, so there's not many people that were actually in the community at the time, so that has a giant effect on it. People were just done, and they did not expect anything good to happen out of this game after that. After the terrible marketing of Dead of the Night. And though it was a great map, I don't think people liked it. But I did. I know some people that did. But honestly, people just were not playing this map when it released. Honestly, no one was even in Black Ops 4. At least not too many people. The real ones were, obviously. And, it's a great map, and I just think it's underrated because it's just underplayed. You guys should definitely give this a try. It's a great map with honestly kind of probably the best impression on the Chaos story so far. But let's go and hop into what actually makes this Easter egg and storyline. So that's why it's so underrated, because it's just underplayed, and you guys need to definitely give it a try. Now, we've seen the equality between the two sides. Now, let's go and talk about all the stuff you can do in this map. Now the perk systems kind of ruin this map. I mean, actually not ruin, but it really just, the map would be so much better with normal perk system because there's so many areas that could be more useful and have some cool perks and like unique perks and stuff. Like, just imagine unique perks on this map, like, come on. It would be so excellent. But power, everything is pretty much easy accessible and you can get by a certain round. The shield is pretty cool as well, but you also have 4 elemental gauntlets. Now, the reason I like the elemental gauntlets more than the staffs and bows is because the staffs and bows are very, very similar to each other. So you have fire staff, fire bow, storm / lightning, and we have a lightning staff. We have like an ice-like thing. I think the most unique bow from a Dryas Strike is the Void and Wolf, but I think the Void is just super unique. And just imagine the Void bow, but for all 4 of the Wonder Weapons. We have the Gauntlet of Gaia, which is related to nature and pretty easy to get. All the gauntlets are actually very easy to get. So the Gauntlet of Gaia can pretty much just, summon rocks. It's actually my favorite gauntlet. It can summon rocks and just blow the zombies away. We also have the Gauntlet of Hemera, which is the Light Beam Gauntlet, which is also the other one of 2 on the light side. This thing will fire a literal interdimensional beam from the sky. It is very, very fun to use as well. We also have the Gauntlet of Charon. This one is very, very easy to obtain. Yet again, it's actually pretty fun to obtain. But this one will literally make a pool of blood, and all the zombies that walk into that will then get sucked into the ground. And we have the Gauntlet of Ouranos, or Ouranos, whatever you want to say it, however you say it. This thing will literally make the zombies fly away. Now, what makes these gauntlets so unique is their normal fire pattern. So the normal fire pattern will fire one little thing that will exponentially split into 3. So this thing can hit up to 3 enemies at once, which is very, very fun to use, especially to get the enemies out of your way, except for maybe the blood one. That's not too good to get enemies your way. But any gauntlet will get enemies out of your way and defeat an entire horde of zombies with its charged shot. Now, each of these gauntlets, you have to get the redeemed. I don't think it's the redeemed, but you have to get like a gauntlet that you can only test its power, and you will eventually be able to upgrade it by testing your luck or trying out what you can do. And prove yourself worthy by completing a little trial somewhere for the god. Now, and then you will get the redeemed hand, and you will be able to use it however you want and whenever you want. So it's very, very cool indeed. Now, it wouldn't be Black Ops 4 without talking about the ridiculous amount of boss zombies on each map. We don't have too many on this map, though. So all of the Catalyst zombies return. The Blightfather as well. Unlike the other night, we have the Blightfather. We also have the 4-armed Giga Knee people, which have 4 arms, like I said. And these things will either shield blast you and make you like blind, or they will throw a spear at you, or they can melee you. Now these guys are pretty tanky. They actually have a lot of health. And they can kind of be hard to take out, especially since they can block your shots with their shield. But once you kill these guys, they will drop a part to the shield if you haven't killed these guys before. Now, you'll probably encounter these guys first whenever you pick up the Golden Bridle, which is how you get to the dark side. You have to pick up a Golden Bridle, and then you can then ride Pegasus, very similar to Gorod Krovi, ride Pegasus to the dark side, which is very, very cool indeed. So yeah, we also have a brand new type of skeleton boy, okay? So unlike on DE, these things do something special. If you do not get a headshot on these guys, they will respawn as another skeleton. So these things will literally come back if you do not get a headshot. You have to get a headshot, which is really annoying, especially if you're using a weapon that's like very hard to get headshots, like maybe an explosive Helion Salvo. Very, very annoying to kill these guys, honestly. So yeah, these things can be an issue. They're very, very annoying, actually. They're not as fast as normal zombies are, but, you know, they're pretty annoying still. So we have 2 brand new boss zombies, the Spartoid and the Giga Knees. We also have a brand new system of trials on this map. So you can actually pay a tribute to Apollo and do a quest. Now this is named for the Easter egg, but these quests can actually give you very good rewards, especially if you just start, because you can also get a pack punch weapon and a free life, just like on 9. So these things are actually unique type of challenges. So unlike having to do challenges where you have to finish them and you'll get a certain reward and you'll keep getting better and better, these things are random and timed. So, for example, I got something named Kill Zombies with Your Specialist Weapon, which the more you kill, the more your reward will upgrade, the highest being Epic. So it's actually very, very nice to do this, and the Epics can give you very, very good. They can give you points, they can give you a specialist, they can give you pack punch guns, they can even give you an extra life. So like I said, this is needed for the Easter egg, but we'll talk about that later. So it's very, very good and stuff. So yeah, the trial system, I could be wrong, but I think that's all we had to really talk about here for Mr. Ancient Evil gameplay. So let's go and hop into the Easter egg storyline. So we continue with the same chaos storyline that we were going for, but this is by far the coolest setting of a map in the Easter egg and storyline stuff. We take place in ancient Delphi, ancient Greece, okay? So, as you can tell, Chaos has a very, very cool advantage of maps, because not only are they all unique, but they're also based on history. And if you don't know, I love history. It's probably my favorite subject. I love learning about human history and how we advanced over the decades and centuries and stuff. But in ancient Delphi, obviously, we have this. But we have a brand new character, the Oracle, who we are trying to release because Mr. Perseus, known as Zombie Warlord, the son of Zeus, is locking this person up and killed her sisters by decapitating them. But this man is supposedly evil to her, and we're trying to save Miss Oracle here. So we need to do the Easter egg and defeat Perseus. So how we need to do this is, the first step is to do some trials and get Apollo's eternal flame. And then we have to go melee some oil around the map, and then we will have to, so the whole point of this Easter egg is trying to get the light beam shined on something specific in the Dark Realm world thing. So we have to get the internal frame restored, and then we also have to align the citizens, all that stuff. And each time we're completing one of these steps, the mirrors are reflecting a giant light beam to go somewhere. So yeah, but the steps are pretty simple. When we get to the hardest step in the Easter egg, in my opinion, the sundial and the scepter. Now, this step is very, very annoying, because not only do you have to get a Giggity to shoot off a piece of a crystal and collect the sundial. Wait, no, is that the sundial or the scepter? And then you also have to do a weird puzzle step with electric catalyst zombies, which is very, very cool, honestly. I like doing this step, but I hate having to get to different rounds to do the step. Which is very, very cool indeed. But then you get to the hardest step of the Easter egg, and that is the defend the Raw light beam step. So you have to place the Gauntlet of Chimera inside of Raw's hand. And then a giant light beam will start shining to a wall. Now, while this light beam is shining into a wall, stupid skeletons are going to be blocking the light beam with your shield. And if you do not defeat the skeletons quick enough, you will lose the step. Now, they're going to have Blightfather spawning in, and there's going to be a lot of zombies. This is going to be very, very chaotic. I'm a fool, and I did not equip PhD Flopper Slider thing. But yeah, once you complete this step, you'll see 2 decapitated people inside of a certain room. And then you can pick up this, and then you'll have to raise a giant mirror, which I must admit is pretty cool, but it's pretty annoying to do this step. Now we're going to move on to probably my favorite step of this entire Easter egg. This is going to be the Test Your Gauntlet's Power step. So for this step, you're going to have to test your Gauntlet's power, and you're going to have to use your Gauntlet to do this little, like, Coliseum step. And you need to shoot zombies with a single shot or the charge shot. Now, this is kind of like a time step, but if you're playing with 4 players, each player will get to test their gauntlet, and sometimes you'll have to go back and look at people while they do it, and just watch people test their gauntlet's power. This is very similar to the DE Keeper Soul step, where you have to fill up keepers only using your bows, but it's with the cooler versions of the gauntlets. This step is very, very fun to do. And it's also like very, very cool, you know. And then you get rewarded with the max ammo and some points when you're done, and then you will get to use the Pegasus Strike finally and raise a giant crossbow, and then you'll have to melee it with a poisonous, like, fiery internal fire, like, thing spear. And then it'll fire the giant arrow at this poor woman, and then you are on to the boss fight. Now, I do not have gameplay footage of the boss fight because it actually failed to upload. And some of the cutscene, but also the entirety of the boss fight literally got cut out. But I have the Helion Sabo. It was literally a piece of cake. Pegasus went down quick, and the hardest part was literally trying to charge up my specialist. I did complete the boss fight, and I only have some of the cutscenes, so sadly I don't have cutscenes. Of course, the most important part of this stupid Easter egg is the boss fight, and I don't have footage of that. But there is a little cool stuff to point out, that if you do this step on the wall, you will actually get a secret Shaw and Bruno cutscene where Bruno will literally kill Shaw and make him part of the secret cult. Very, very cool indeed. And now Shaw and Bruno are both evil, and it's only Diego and Scarlet. But sadly, I do not have an image of the boss fight, but you do have to kill Pegasus because she will actually become evil, because Perseus literally makes her evil. And then you have to kill Pegasus, or I guess Perseus literally kills Pegasus. And then you have to kill Perseus. And once you do this, you'll get the key, and I'm just going to play the cutscene where the Oracle becomes monstrous. I'm sorry I don't have footage of the boss fight, but you just have to fight Pegasus and Perseus, and it's one of the coolest boss fights, so I'm really annoyed I didn't get that. But you fight on, like, a Mount Olympus. It's sick. I'm so sad I did not get this, but, you know, I guess it's okay for now. I do have an actual live stream footage of on my channel right now that you can go check out if you guys want to see the boss fight. But let's go and play the cutscene, or at least some of it, because some of it was also on the footage where I got the boss fight. But, I mean, I might as well just go ahead and play some of the cutscene. It's not all of it, so don't be confused, but it's just, like, the important part, I guess.
The world will be mine.
So yeah, the foolish Oracle was Medusa. Medusa this whole time, which I believe is like something to do with Greek history. I mean, it's something. I think it's a myth of history. It was like Medusa's like a woman that turns people into stone. So that's why Alistair Rhodes and the cult is turned into stone. It's because the evil Oracle turned them into stone because she's Medusa, and Shaw and Bruno are evil, and it's only Diego because I think Scarlet's like dead or something, because the Oracle wants to know all about human history and take over the world or something. So she takes all the knowledge that Scarlet knows, and now she has the knowledge of everything. And it's pretty much only Diego that's now carrying this entire team, which is just great. Everyone else is evil or dead. So, that's just fantastic. But I think that's going to wrap up the entire Chaos storyline. That is right, guys. So that's pretty much the ending. It was kind of like a cliffhanger ending, honestly, so I gotta give it for that. It made people kind of care for Chaos, and I would love to see it come back, mostly because of how good the maps were for Chaos. Not necessarily because of the storyline, but the maps were fantastic for storyline. I mean, for some, except for Voyage to Despair, but all the other three, Dead of the Night, Ancient Evil, and 9 were all great maps. So I'd like to see Chaos come back, because it was leaked in like Vanguard or something like that. So I'm sorry to not have stuff for the boss fight, but yeah, like I said, you can go check out that video on stream. But this is Ancient Evil. Next episode is going to be Alpha Omega. So I hope you guys are excited for that. And Alpha Omega is going to be next episode, and we're almost done with BO4, but it's not going to be over after BO4. But I hope you guys are excited for Alpha Omega. I know you guys probably are not, but no, I'll see you guys there. Have a great day. Peace out. Bye. Yeah, bye-bye.